Everybody, Invisiblekatana here with my super late review of Supernatural Season 14, Episode 5, Nightmare Logic. As you guys can see, different background and stuff. Audio probably sounds different because I'm in like a big room right now. I moved into an apartment, so that's why I've been like super far behind. If you happen to watch some of my other reviews, I said the same thing in those when I kind of finally got back into doing those. But wanted to finally start catching up on some videos, or I guess these are really like the last couple of videos, or they were for a point, and then I got super far behind on some of my other shows. But yeah, I wanted to get back into it. I've seen both recent episodes, or this one and the most recent. So I was glad it took a break because then I'd be like 3 episodes behind. But this was a good one. I actually really enjoyed this one. I think it was cool that they brought the Jinn back. I like the fact that kind of the way it was playing out, where we find out that the Jinn thought that Dean was actually still Michael. I actually thought that was cool when it was revealed at the end, and he's like, Dean kind of comes up to him and is like, what's going on and stuff like that. And he's like, well, I'm doing this, but you already knew that, right? And it was actually really fun because the whole episode, I'm just like, what the F is happening? Like, they're having these things, these like visions keep popping up, random things keep happening here and there. It's like we see a ghost of this guy attack Maggie. And then when they actually go to kind of search the grounds and stuff like that, we see the old guy is in the bed. It's like, well, what the heck is going on? Like, that's super confusing. So it's not him, but if it is him, then it's somehow tied to something else. But then we obviously have other characters also seeing things, so we find out Bobby's story in this episode, or alternate Bobby, and I thought that was cool. We find out that he has a son who, of course, died in the war, and it just haunts him. It haunts him that he couldn't do something extra to save his son, and so that ends up torturing him throughout the episode. And he takes off, and every time something dies, it just like bursts in the smoke. And I thought they were adding a new creature in because I was like, well, it's it's new stuff. I'm like, I remember that this doesn't happen, so it was super confusing. I was like, all right, well, it's not ghosts, it's not this, it's not that. And it was like, what the heck is happening? And so, of course, as the story progresses, we do find out that it's an upgraded Jinn, and it's Michael having given the powers to a Jinn where he doesn't have to knock people out in order to kind of, stick them into dreams. He can make their nightmares actually, come out. And I thought that was interesting, too. Instead of making things happen, which, of course, it makes sense that he would make nightmares rather than, make dreams come true. But instead of trapping people in like what they wish is like, is their ultimate life, he brings nightmares to the surface. And I was like, well, that's a nice little twist, because like not only did he have the upgraded powers, but he was like, well, I'll just torture people instead of bringing their dreams to life. I'll just torture them and kind of get rid of them. But it was interesting. I liked the way it was handled. It was really confusing and entertaining because I didn't understand what the heck was happening throughout the episode. I'm like, we've never seen this. Every time they kill one of these random visions, I guess, they burst in the smoke and nobody knows what's happening. So I was just like, we were just as confused as the characters, and I like that element. They added in something new, but of course it was just kind of where the storyline is headed right now, which is Michael upgraded these creatures and they're able to do new things, and I thought it was actually really cool. So we'll kind of see where it's headed, kind of going forward with whatever creatures they end up bringing back. But I thought this one was a really good episode. Like, I like the suspense. I like the mystery of it, trying to figure out if this was some brand new thing that was happening, which is what I thought it was. I didn't even think about the fact that it might be something else. And I think they do, of course, show that it's a Jinn and stuff like that. And it was just like, all right, well, where does the Jinn thing come in? Because it's like, this is some other side to it, so the new elements. But it really wasn't. It was just an upgraded version of a Jinn. And I thought it was super cool. So I love this episode, without a doubt. I thought it was entertaining. And I like that idea, them, of course, going back to Dean, having been Michael and stuff like that. Still have to wait and see. We got a little bit of time. I would assume this episode coming up, or maybe, next couple of episodes, we're hitting, of course, the mid-season finale. So I feel like really, really soon, Michael's just going to be like, surprise, I was here. I was Dean the whole time. I still feel like that's going to happen. I think everybody feels the same way. So maybe, something's going to happen. It's going to be different. But I'm still just like, yeah, he's in there. He's just kind of seeing things out, seeing how things play out and stuff like that. But when the time is right, Michael's just going to be like, I'm here, and he could be in the bunker, whenever he wants. So we'll see what happens there. But either way, definitely a fun episode. Of course, I would love to know what you guys thought about it. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know your favorite parts about it, least favorite parts about it. And going through this episode, I would love to know what predictions you guys had as the mystery was kind of building up. Because for me, I just assumed it was something brand new. It's been a minute since I have seen the episode, so I don't remember exactly if they showed the recap with the Jin, but they do that every time. Like every time there's something that comes in, they always say what it's going to be in the recap, which I know they have to, but it would kind of be cool if they didn't do that, because it'd be like, oh, it'd be cool to forget some stuff, because, so many years of this show, it's okay. It would be interesting if, they kind of just had us kind of thrown right into a situation where it's like, technically that creature was there before, you just forgot, because it was like, it's been 3 or 4 years since they've done an episode with that creature. But even with that, it was an interesting little case where it was like, what the heck is happening? We've never seen any of this stuff kind of, play out in this manner. So I would love to know what predictions you guys had, if you thought, instantly that it was an upgraded Jin, or if you thought maybe it was something else kind of working with the Jin, or maybe, even who the Jin was. Like, they kind of played with the, like, the groundskeeper. That's, like, the generic thing. And I don't think that character showed up after that, like, first scene when he, like, caught them inside the tomb. I'm pretty sure that guy never showed up throughout the rest of the episode. It's been a minute, like I said, since I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure after that scene when he took them to the house, they tried to investigate him. I was like, oh yeah, he doesn't stay after a certain amount of time or whatever. And then he never showed up throughout the rest of the episode. It was kind of like that generic thing where it's like, oh, it's the creepy groundskeeper, but that didn't end up being the case. But like I said, definitely want to know what you guys thought about this episode, and want to know what predictions you guys had as we were kind of going throughout the case. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.